What's up, fam? I'm not really seeing the point with the current events of My Hero Academia. I'm sure a lot of people here, just showing up to review, already know what happens in the chapter, and everything in it kind of confuses me because it seems so out of place within some of the parts of the series. Some people talk about it's been foreshadowed. It makes sense. I agree that it makes sense, but I don't get why it needed to happen. And what I'm talking about is within this chapter, you meet one of the previous users for One for All, who looks a lot like Hellboy. Now people have pointed out, I really notice it. But he's talking to Deck and he explains these big black tendrily things coming out of his arms. I think it was just one arm, but it was actually his quirk, and that he's going to unlock all the abilities of the previous users of the ability. And not only that, because they've been, you know, kind of merged into the quirk itself, they've all been enhanced and evolved over the years. So his quirk he's calling Black Whip is actually much stronger now than it was when the original user had it. And what I mean by I don't really get the point of this is Deku already is the strongest student. There's not a lot of really that others can compete with him, and that's why he's only able to, sustain 8% and then can go up to 20. But now he's getting another movement based ability as well as like a grappling, so he could just grab onto somebody, pull him in, and then punch him. And not a lot of characters within their world have enhanced durability. It's not like a lot of other series where your whatever the energy is within there, you can your durability is also kind of linked to however much your energy is. Like you got magic and a lot of stuff. You can reinforce your body with magic in various ways, or just enhance durability in something like I don't know. Like One Piece obviously is a really good example. Just people having physically strong bodies from uh, you know different means, whether it's an ability or just training or what. But a lot of the characters in My Hero Academia don't have that. A lot, it's a lot like some of them have good powers, but they're much more fragile and with maybe superhuman bodies, but nothing to really get them to where they could, take a punch from Deku or even anyone from with One for All and just get back up fine. It's going to do a lot of damage to them. And not only that, he's still got six more abilities to discover that are deeply rooted inside of the power. And if this was something like a normal kind of set shonen where it had those durability based things that I was talking about, then that'd be fine because other characters could advance in their own way. But without the ability to strengthen their body and whatnot, like I feel like Deku is going to become so unfairly powerful within his own world that it's going to be a bit of a problem because not a lot of it. Like you look at his class, there's only like what like two or three people that can only compete with him, and that's only if Deku like stays within his level of comfort with One for All and not decides, oh, I guess I'll give an all out because even if it's gonna break his arm, an 100% punch is gonna take out anyone in his class at this point. He's so much stronger than he was even back in the sports festival, and it's I don't know. I don't I'm not angry about this kind of reveal. Like it makes sense. There's stuff been in the series where it could lead up to it, and all these things could kind of post together. Like a lot of people have believed this for a while. I had a theory about something similar, but definitely not having eight powers. Like I don't know. Deku is going to be so unfairly strong in his own world that it's gonna I don't know. I feel like it's going to hurt some of the positions of the other characters, where instead of something, say, Naruto or Fairy Tail or, I don't know, Seven Deadly Sins, where it's like, okay, this character got a bunch of, he's unlocked all these crazy powers. Like, okay, then I can go either get a new weapon or learn a brand new technique or ability or something like that, invent my own. Like, the characters can have their own thing, but it's very it's much more limited within My Hero Academia, at least where it's at now. They're gonna have to do something to somehow advance a lot of the other characters if they want to stay relevant. Because right now, Deku, all he has to do now to take out a majority of the characters within the series is land that Black Whip kind of grapple, and then just they're stuck, and he's gonna go in and punch them. And like I said, a lot of characters in the world aren't gonna be able to even take a 20% or even a 10% hit from One for All and be able to keep fighting. It's a little bit confusing because it I don't really get why he needs this right now. If it was at a point where Deku is stagnant, where he's like everyone else is getting ahead of me, but I can't seem to go further with One for All without it, it messing up my body. I can't figure out what the problem is. And then maybe this is something that's like comes in between it. Like, okay, you can't advance it until you manage to get these other things. But it just seems like now he's going to be so much of a monster compared to everyone. It's not really comparable. And I know it's, I know they're going to be like, oh, but you like Black Clover asked his anti-magic is so strong. Yeah, but where he's strong with close combat and his ability to negate magic. There's so many skills that he can't have, and other people can get above him so easy without without him having those. Like even if you look back at the Langers fight, I know it's like a year ago. Geez, if it wasn't for the fact that somebody, that Zora holding space for him, he wouldn't have been able to get into that powered up technique and form so he could take him down. There's there was no need to really give this to Deku right now. Like maybe later on when they're in a much more serious state, but uh, giving it to him after everyone else kind of is like, hey, we want to display our own growth, and then Deku's like, oh, maybe they're gonna catch up to me, and just popping this on him. Now it just there's no way they're gonna catch up. He's so beyond all these other characters. Like it's gonna be unfortunate. It's gonna slowly turn further like something like Dragon Ball, where it's really just gonna be like two or three characters that are valuable, and the rest are just kind of be watching on the side, be like, oh, that's so impressive. I don't know. Tell me what you think about this. I'd be probably fine. I'd be way more fine with it if the other characters really got to like show like a huge level of advancement within this whole like sparring mini arc. I guess it's not mini arc. I guess it's just normal arc. Just all these little bits. But when you get like Bakugo's just like, oh, I got paired with scrubs. I'm just gonna run through them. And Todoroki, whose power up was just like his hair kind of got wavy, and his apparently better fire did nothing of significant visual value or effect wise. But I don't know. Tell me in the comments what you think about all of this. And like I said, if you like these reviews, you like this, hearing other people's opinion, my opinion specifically, subscribe to the video, like the video. I hope that you like it. And, we can get some views on it and get the algorithm up so it gets enough to other people can see it when they, are looking for these videos. But other than that, thank you to everyone who's already subscribed, and I appreciate if you would, as I said, subscribe and check out my other videos. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Bye.